Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About House. I'm Todd.
I'm Juana.
We are going to talk about California's tech millionaires and billionaires that are moving to Las Vegas. This is a real thing.
It's a real thing, and it's not a dating app.
It's not a dating app. We have very cool information that just came out and a lot of numbers on the specific numbers of people and where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
It's specifically Californians that are coming here.
Mm-hmm.
How did this happen? Because this isn't just an accident. There was some organization to this.
Well, there was. The California legislature and the California governor got together. They organized and they made it inhospitable for people of means to call California their home. They made it inhospitable for businesses to do business in California. And people looked no further than the state next door that was a much more hospitable environment, much more inviting, much better place to do business compared to San Francisco, a safer environment. So people walked and flew and drove and however they got here and saw that this was a good place to do business and to live.
Okay, we'll go through the article. We'll talk about some of the specifics in here. There's some cool numbers. It's actually pretty good. Okay, Las Vegas is the top destination for relocating homebuyers from both Los Angeles and San Francisco, according to online real estate brokerage Redfin. And approximately 5,000 Los Angeles residents moved to Las Vegas in August alone. Now, we know this because of driver's license.
And we know this because they're driving amongst us.
The Californians. Las Vegas is currently adding approximately 115 people a day to the population base. Are we building 115 houses a day to house these people?
I don't think we're building 15 houses a day.
No, we're not building many houses a day, probably.
No.
Maybe they complete 5 to 10 a day. I don't know. It's probably more than that. Okay. Let's go through some of the specifics. Okay, first of all, California's much publicized exodus started during COVID-19 pandemic and has partly been fueled by the rise in remote work. We know that because we actually had somebody who came to us to buy a house who was a tech worker in California.
Right.
Okay, and then we had a bunch of Californians move here. And we don't normally work with buyers, but they all showed up.
So some of them were from our YouTube family.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in purchasing a home in the Las Vegas area or anywhere in the country, please feel free to reach out to us and we would love to help you.
Okay, the state has now posted 3 consecutive years of population decline. This is California. And long-term estimates now forecast America's most populous state headcount will remain stagnant through 2060. A number of factors.
Right, so this is talking about California being stagnant through 2060.
A number of factors are contributing, including high tax rates. California is the highest personal income tax rate. Nevada doesn't collect personal income tax. So imagine this. Keith Rabois, who is a very famous venture capital, he's a billionaire. He said, I've had it with California. And he went to Miami. And when he went to Miami, he told all of the startups and everything he'd invested in, let's move all this whole thing out to Miami. And a bunch of companies went out there. So Miami actually has a massive startup scene there.
Right.
Here, we have a bunch of people who came here. We're going to talk about them. One of the most famous ones, though, Mark Wahlberg. He came here with this idea of building like Hollywood 2.0, right?
Right.
Which he's basically they're trying to, I guess they're working on land to buy in Summerlin. They're going to build a movie studio.
Right. So this is not new, okay? There have been other efforts to bring Hollywood 2.0 to Las Vegas, and they kind of petered out. But I think this time around there might be a little more incentive to make that happen because of what's happening in California.
Okay, here's somebody else. Nan Wang, the co-founder and chief executive officer of Sleeper, an online sports fantasy app and website, moved from San Diego to Vegas 2.5 years ago, and said he hasn't regretted his decision at all, and said making the switch to becoming a Nevadan has been seamless. We actually we played pickleball tonight for the first time.
Yeah.
We never played pickleball. And the people we played with were Californians who moved here, right? They came here from California.
Yes.
from San Diego because they probably, I mean, you can get a $3 million house in Vegas is fantastic. $3 million house in San Diego, you need to tear it down and rebuild it.
Well, a $3 million house in San Diego is considerably less opulent than in Vegas.
Okay, here's another one. David Chow, the co-founder and general partner of DCM, a multi-billion-dollar venture capital firm who moved from the Bay Area to Las Vegas in 2021, said he's found his political network has expanded drastically and said he now counts a number of Republicans as his friends and golfing buddies. Okay, just so you know, we're not going to get political about this and take sides, but we're going to explain something. The venture capital world are mostly Democrats and tend to be very liberal, even though they work in venture capital. The Bay Area is very liberal, as a lot of you already know. So if you are conservative, like Keith Rabois, who is a Republican, but a lot of these people won't hang out with Republicans. But now he feels comfortable here. He's got Democrat friends, he got Republican friends, probably got Libertarian friends, doesn't even know it. So the state, we're not a very politically polarized state, right, Juana?
Right. No, I mean, everybody makes friends with people based on the content of their character rather than their political affiliation.
Yeah. Here's another one. Jason Lin, managing partner for Super Capital Group, a tech venture capital firm that led initial investment in Twitch, moved from San Francisco to Vegas 3 years ago after 13 years in the Bay Area. He said another important function of the government is law and order. Part of the reason he left California, the city of San Francisco is absolutely a mess with crime. Open air drug market, car smash, tons of break-ins. You could walk into a store, steal anything you want, as long as it's under $1,000. The police are not allowed to arrest you. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
It is, and it makes law-abiding citizens feel less than intelligent when they pay for goods and services if others are not.
Yeah, just so you know, we love San Francisco, but it's hard to go there when it's just a mess.
Well, it's heartbreaking. Honestly, San Francisco is a beautiful city, and it's just heartbreaking. And you see lots of the big department stores and lots of the big businesses, they're closing up shop and they're saying no thank you. And that's so unfortunate because San Francisco is so full of history and has such beautiful architecture and art, and there's just so many good things about San Francisco.
The founder of P.F. Chang, that food restaurant chain, also is here. Mm-hmm. Another person locally in the state who has been helping to shape and drive the people to come here and make it a friendly place is the state treasurer, Zachary Conine.
Yeah.
We happen to know Zach. He's a personal friend. And so we're going to talk about him on here because he's quoted in the article. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool to read the article and see his name in there. Okay, Conine said, intentional growth is the key mantra they are using to make sure Nevada is shaped in a sustainable way during this population boom. He said they're paying attention to what California's transplants are telling them as to why they've left their homes for a new beginning. Why do you think they would care? Why do you think they would want to listen to, what California's like, why they're leaving?
Right. So Zach has always been very concerned about helping Nevada grow, but grow sustainably and intelligently. Zach is a huge fan of education and all kinds of social programs. So he's trying to find this balance between his liberal self, which is very liberal, and also making sure that the funds are there for him to accomplish those goals. And in order to have those funds there, obviously we have to have businesses here and people here that contribute to the economic base in order to have those programs be funded.
But he's super pro-business.
He is very pro-business.
He's pro-business.
He is pro-business,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, here's another quote from Zach. You have to identify why these folks are coming here in the first place, he said. They're coming here because they think it's a better place to grow their business and a better place to create a life for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, and Zach is a business owner. He's either owned or run several businesses, so he's very, very much somebody who has a lot of understanding for these business owners that are moving to Nevada and to Las Vegas. So they have certainly found a a person capable of understanding their needs.
Yeah. We have a very, like I said before, our political structure of the state is, it's pretty diverse. We tend to go back and forth between being a blue state, red state, whether that be the governor, the state legislature, the state senate, the senators, the representatives. Unlike a lot of states that predominantly are always red states or always blue states. I think that makes us a swing state in some ways. One of the problems with what's happened in California is they actually had enough people to leave. They lost a congressional district. They had to take, because the House of Representatives is the whole country. So every so many years, they count all the people. And then, so California lost a district. And when it lost a district, it lost an electoral vote. So the last election, the 2020 election, California had 55 electoral votes that President Biden got. But next election, it'll be 54. There'll be one. Now, you may say, hey, that's not a big deal. But I think Florida or Texas got the other one, right? Do you remember it was Florida or Texas?
I don't know.
Okay, one of those two states got it. Now, remember, those states tend to be red states. So now you could end up with this thing where, imagine a super close election and it ended up winning by one electoral vote, because people left California. And if California had just kept, enough people, they would have had it, that electoral vote would have made the difference. But anyway, we've done these numbers before. Las Vegas has the highest job growth rate in the nation. It's 4%. Jobs are growing at a 4% pace. We also have high unemployment, but remember, we have a lot of construction. We have hospitality and leisure, and then we have a lot of people moving here. So this thing where people show up and they don't have a job like the day they get here, maybe, we tend to have people moving around. So the nature of Las Vegas is not to have perfect employment, but remember, it was like 5 points. Nationally, it's like 3.8%, and here it's like 5.6 or something, unemployment. But we've always led the nation in unemployment, and we've pretty much led the nation in job growth. Right. We have kind of a weird thing here. But what's really cool is throughout the article, they mentioned Summerlin.
So Summerlin is our largest master plan community here in the Las Vegas Valley. And it's like 44 square miles. They have, a ton of different communities, all kinds of shapes, sizes, and price points. We have lots of parks. We have, it's
trails.
Right. So, there are people who come to Las Vegas who move here, and they have this sense that Summerlin is a city unto itself. It's not. It's a community. But it feels that way partly because of the size and partly because it is a master plan community. If you read articles about master plan communities in the U.S. in general, Summerlin is always mentioned in there. It's either the top or near the top of the master plan communities that are desirable places for people to live. And like I said, it's not just for the millionaires and billionaires. There are all kinds of price points in Summerlin. It's a lovely place to live. We have lots of different master plan communities, but this is the largest one that we have.
It is over 40 square miles.
Yeah.
It is massive. It basically encompasses most of the west side of town along the mountains. It is definitely above average price-wise. The median prices in Las Vegas are probably, if you took out Summerlin, the median price here would probably be in the high 300s. And as soon as you add Summerlin in, it goes up into the 400s, because a $400,000 house in Summerlin would be hard to come by. It would probably be maybe a 1,600 square foot 2-bedroom small house. You might be able to get that for 400 maybe.
Well, yeah, but you certainly have homes that are in the the high 300s in Sun City, Summerlin.
Yeah, in Sun City. Sun City, Summerlin is 7,700 homes that are all one stories, and they have 3 golf courses.
And they're 55 plus community.
Yet be over 55. One of the people living there had to be 55. So a lot of these Hollywood types are going to Summerlin. We're out here on the west side of town, and we see what's happening here. The amount of building. Of course, one is a broker at a luxury firm, and the luxury market in that whole west side of against the mountain that's building these homes are going in are amazing.
Right.
They're $10-20 million homes.
Right. And they're really interesting. A lot of them are very modern looking. What I think is kind of fun is when you pull up to one of them and you might see maybe what looks like a 2-car garage, but where you don't realize that maybe it's an 8-car garage, depending on how it's laid out. A lot of these garages are extra tall, so they have lifts in them so that the cars can be double stacked. So it's a very interesting home designs. They're beautiful. Some of them are really artistic. It's just a really fun place to look at homes.
A friend of mine had a home built up in the Ridges. It was like 16,000 square feet. When we first went to the house, he was out front, and he was having like a party there, and I saw the garages. You had to go down. You had to go like down under the house. It was just like a 2-door garage bay. It was bigger than average. And I said, "Oh, is your garage very big? It doesn't look like it's that big." He goes, "Yeah, it's like 14-car garage, but it's underground. It was under the whole house." He goes, "Yeah, it's a cave. It's like a massive cave in there. It's like driving into the casino. Like a parking garage. It's massive in there." And it was absolutely massive. You could park a whole bunch of cars in there.
Right.
So, but anyway, if you're a millionaire or billionaire or trillionaire, if you are one, and you want to move to Vegas or talk about Vegas or have questions, or anybody really, but there are a lot of people coming here from California,
right? And
we're very grateful for our friends to the west that have decided to come here and be part of our, Nevada adventure. Right.
And we hope that you enjoy Nevada for what it is and don't turn it into California.
Yeah, don't California this place, okay? I've lived here since 1975. We got a good thing going. Let's not make it let's not get crazy here, okay?
Exactly. So tell us what's going on where you're watching. Leave us comments. Be nice to one another in the comments.
Don't get political, okay? We didn't get political. We talked about some obvious things, but please don't make political comments.
Right. So please make real estate comments, right?
Yeah.
So let's stick to real estate. This is what we're talking about, and we appreciate the comments. Remember to like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.